như có áo tuấn chủ như có áo tiêu phi mà luôn mà mua chủ chỉ phụ của cái mua luôn chủ chỉ phụ của con mà thấy còn có áo tuấn chủ có áo tiêu phi nhát ra học à bỏ như có áo tuấn chủ có áo tiêu phi luôn mua chủ chỉ phụ của con chỉ mua chủ luôn của cả thế ở mi mà cha nó như có áo tuấn chủ có áo tiêu phi nhát ra học à lão luôn nhát dạng là kỹ sư ở luôn chỉ rồi lòng đó cho tôi.
In this home, a Hmong family holds traditional ceremonies for the naming of a month-old baby, the first American citizen in the household. The purpose of the ceremonies is to alert the baby's soul that it is now time to leave the spirit world and to join its earthly body.
You're making a ghastly mistake. I'm an imposter, a charlatan, a fake. I'm a duck, masquerading in the guise of a cat. George K.
Strings are tied around the baby's wrist for good luck and with wishes for a long and healthy life. These young Hmong refugees learned how to play soccer in Laos, where they grew up during a war that lasted for 15 years and destroyed most of their country. 7 years ago, Hmong their age and younger might have been soldiers in a guerrilla army financed by the United States to fight against leftist forces in Laos and along the Vietnamese border. Since the end of the war in Southeast Asia, 50,000 Hmong refugees have been resettled in cities across America. Though they have been here a short time, the Hmong in Providence have already organized their own soccer leagues. This weekend, Providence teams are hosting a tournament. Today, they are playing a Hmong team from Connecticut. Tomorrow, they will play a Vietnamese team from Boston.
Wow.
At age 28, Peng Vang became the first naturalized American citizen in the Providence Hmong community. Peng had fought with the Hmong army for 8 years, from the age of 14 until he was 22, when the war ended and he was forced to flee Laos as a political refugee. Though no longer a soldier in any army, Peng wanted to be shown wearing his uniform.
Any time that I have a chance, I still want to go back and fight, you know. Because I keep keeping myself single and taking chance. I hope still someday it will be a chance for me to go back and be able to see my hometown, my fatherland. I was a second lieutenant in a guerrilla army that fought in the war in Laos. We were advised and financed by the CIA as a part of the American war effort in Southeast Asia. Before the war came to Laos, most of the Hmong lived in small villages. For hundreds of years, little had changed in the way the Hmong people live. Not many Hmong knew anything about communism or democracy. But because the mountains where we lived became an important military zone, we had to fight for either one side or the other. Sometimes people were recruited forcefully in this war. Some families fought against each other. It was a crazy war, and by the end, U.S. planes and Russian tanks had destroyed most of the country. When U.S. forces left Southeast Asia, the Hmong army lost its main source of support. After the communist government took power in Laos, the Hmong who had worked with the Americans had to escape across the border to refugee camp in Thailand. I was taken from Thailand to Providence, Rhode Island in February 1976. I was the first Hmong refugee in Providence. It was kind of a big shock, the first day when I arrived at the airport. Also snowing, sleep overnight Saturday morning. Early in the morning, I looked out the window, no car, nothing. All this, just the snow and the wind blowing, so quiet. And I thought this must be, it looked like a cemetery to me. The whole city is so quiet, and I didn't know. I thought, and it kind of bothered me, because all the trees, no leaf.
Pang and most of the Hmong in Rhode Island have been resettled in South Providence. It is an area with plenty of available low-income and abandoned housing. It is also the neighborhood in Providence with the highest proportion of welfare-dependent families. Half of the Hmong living here receive some kind of government aid. War-related problems still trouble many of the Hmong families Pang helps in his work as an interpreter for the city's welfare department. One of the more complicated cases Pang is assisting with involves Wang Chu Kong, a veteran of 8 years in the Hmong army. After several visits to his house, Pang and a social worker are still trying to encourage him to find a part-time job, the first step towards getting off welfare.
He told me that when he was in the service in Laos, which is in the front line, and the enemy captured their position, so they have to run away over at night, So he lost the group